Hello, Kentucky. Kentucky target Tay Kinney secures 2 more official visits. Will Pope secure the guy's talent? Let's analyze the news. The issue surrounding recruit Tay Kinney and Kentucky basketball is a major saga. The decision of the young point guard, considered one of the pearls of the 2026 class, is eagerly awaited by fans and analysts around the country. And while the final chapters of this soap opera are still being written, it is clear that Mark Pope, the Wildcats coach, is leading a creative and strategic effort to bring Kinney to Lexington. Kinney's recent official visit schedule reveals not only how seriously he takes this decision, but also the intensity of the battle being waged between some of the biggest powers in college basketball. Having already visited Kentucky in June, the young player has added Indiana, Texas, and Oregon to his list of destinations, in addition to stops at Louisville and Purdue. Each of these programs has strong arguments, but there's something special about Kentucky, something that goes beyond its winning record or state-of-the-art facilities. Since taking over the team, Mark Pope has demonstrated a unique ability to connect with players and build balanced rosters. His approach is not only technical, but deeply human. He understands that for a player like Kinney, who is looking to not only develop his game, but also position himself to get to the next level, as he puts it, the right choice is to be a place where he feels valued and confident. That doesn't mean it will be easy. The addition of giants like UConn, Arkansas, and Kansas to the mix adds an extra layer of complexity to the process. These programs have formidable reputations and know exactly how to attract high-caliber talent. However, Pope's work thus far suggests that Kentucky isn't just competing with these heavyweights, is doing so with intelligence and purpose. The focus on retaining local talent, coupled with building a cohesive and promising roster, is a strategy that could resonate deeply with Kinney. Another key point is the way Pope has adapted his style of play to enhance the individual skills of his players. For a point guard like Kinney, who likely wants to take on significant responsibility early on, the idea of coming to a program where he can get the ball as a freshman must sound extremely appealing. Hallie, and who better than Pope, with his history of giving young players a chance to shine, to offer that kind of opportunity? But of course, the final decision will be up to Kinney. As he embarks on his next official visits, many eyes will be on how he responds to the different offers. Will the charm of Indiana, the tradition of Texas, or the modernity of Oregon overcome the appeal of Kentucky? Or will the initial bond formed during his visit to Lexington, along with the clear vision for the future that Pope has presented, be enough to seal the deal? What seems certain is that Kinney is taking this decision very seriously. He's not just choosing a college. He's deciding where he'll build the foundations of his professional career. And in this scenario, Mark Pope's calm and confident demeanor could end up making all the difference. After all, when it comes to convincing such a talented player aware of his potential, it's not enough to simply promise success. You need to create a compelling story about how that success will be achieved. I want to see the end of this story. Jaden Quainton said, "We could be one of the best defensive teams in the country." Let's analyze. Kentucky basketball is experiencing an exciting period of renewal, and the arrival of new talent to Mark Pope's squad is injecting a dose of optimism. In Lexington, after a 2024-25 season in which defense wasn't exactly the Wildcats' calling card, things seem to be changing. With a revamped group packed with versatile, long, and committed athletes, the program is poised to take a leap in quality next season, especially on the defensive side of the court. The words of Jaden Quainton, one of the team's key additions, resonate like a manifesto of ambition. We could be one of the best defensive teams in the country. And, analyzing what's being built under Pope's leadership, there are concrete reasons to believe he might be right. Quainton, who arrives at Kentucky after an impressive freshman season at Arizona State, brings with him a defensive resume that would make any Wildcats fan dream big. Named to the Big 12 All-Defensive Team, the 18-year-old finished the 2024-25 season averaging 2.6 blocks and 1.1 steals per game. Numbers that demonstrate not only his ability to protect the rim, but also his agility to trouble opponents on the perimeter. In his first statements as a Wildcat acquaintance, didn't hide his enthusiasm for the team's potential. "We have a lot of height and length on our team, and everyone is giving it their all," he said in an interview last Tuesday. Quaintance's vision for the season is clear: a team that presses the entire court, closes down space, and works together on defensive rotations. "We have a great chance to be special this year defensively," he added, with the confidence of someone who knows he can be a central piece of that project. But Quaintance isn't alone in his quest to transform Kentucky into a defensive wall. Another name that's been attracting attention is Calm Williams, a forward from Tulane. Williams, a member of the AAC All-Freshman team last season, brings versatility and intensity to Mark Pope's system, averaging 1.4 steals and 1.1 blocks per game in 2024-25. The forward has already demonstrated his ability to impact both ends of the court. His statement about the team's ability to disrupt what opponents want to do reflects the mentality. Pope is instilling in the squad an aggressive defense that doesn't give the opposing offense any breathing room. Coach emphasizes playing strong defense, said Williams, highlighting Pope's role in building that identity. "They're not going to be able to really disrupt us." One of the most intriguing aspects of what's being built at Kentucky is the squad's defensive versatility. Williams was emphatic in stating that the team can switch from 1 to 5, meaning they can alternate defenses between all positions without losing efficiency. This flexibility is a rare asset in college basketball, where the ability to adapt defenses two different styles of play can be the difference between a good season and a historic one. Among the names mentioned by Williams, freshman center Malachi Marino, a native of Georgetown, Kentucky, is already emerging as a promising prospect. Described as a natural shot blocker, Marino has been a safe haven for his teammates. "If I get beat off the dribble, I know he's got me," Williams confessed, highlighting the confidence the young center inspires in the team. Besides Moreno, other players like Brandon Garrison and Mauheim Diobate were also mentioned by Williams as players who can guard from point guard to center, reinforcing the idea that this roster has the depth and versatility to face any challenge. "This team is going to be a better defensive team than last year," the guard assured, a statement that resonates with a commitment to the Kentucky fans. Known for their passion and demanding nature, the work of Mark Pope, who took over the Wildcats with the mission of keeping the program among the elite in college basketball, seems to be taking shape. Pope, known for his tactical acumen and ability to motivate teams, is shaping a team that combines raw talent with a collective, defensive-minded mentality. The decision to bring in players like Quaintance and Williams, who have already demonstrated defensive excellence in their conferences, is an indication that the coach is prioritizing the construction of a solid identity. Unlike last season, when defense was a weak point, the 2025-26 Kentucky appears to be on its way to being a team that not only competes, but also intimidates. Let's see what this team does. Mitch Barnhart's tenure as athletic director at the University of Kentucky is a rare example of stability and strategic vision in a college athletics landscape that, in recent years, has been marked by constant change and unprecedented challenges. When Joe Castiglione, Oklahoma's legendary athletic director, announces his retirement next academic year, Barnhart will officially assume the position of administrator with the longest tenure among major college athletics programs in the United States. And this isn't just a matter of seniority. It's a reflection of the lasting impact he has had in transforming Kentucky into a well-established powerhouse across multiple sports. Since taking the helm in 2002, Barnhart has built a solid foundation for the success of Kentucky athletics. forging a legacy that transcends victories and defeats. Under his leadership, the program has become synonymous with excellence, both on and off the court. He was the architect of historic moments, such as the 2012 Men's Basketball National Championship, led by Coach John Calipari, and the women's rifle and volleyball titles, which further elevated the university's profile on the national stage. But Barnhart's true distinguishing feature goes beyond athletic achievements. It is his ability to create a culture of continuity and trust. One of the pillars of this stability has been his ability to retain renowned coaches for long periods, something uncommon in the competitive world of college sports. Mark Stoops, for example, is in his 13th season as football coach, making him the longest-tenured coach in the SEC, a conference known for its relentless turnover. This mutual loyalty between Barnhart and his coaches reflects a management philosophy that values long-term growth, even amid the short-term pressures of the sports world. Furthermore, Barnhart has demonstrated incredible adaptability in the face of the transformations sweeping college athletics. The era of revenue sharing, discussions about athlete compensation, and the growing commercialization of college sports are just some of the issues that have required creative and innovative solutions. In this context, the creation of Champions Blue LLC, led by Barnhart, emerges as a strategic move to ensure Kentucky is prepared to face these new challenges. The initiative not only seeks to maximize available revenue for the university, but also establishes necessary financial support should opportunities arise to hire athletes, directly and increasingly real possibility in the current sports landscape. The 2025-26 year will mark a new chapter in Barnhart's career, but also for Kentucky itself. With Castiglione retiring, the Lexington veteran will become the NCAA's Dean of Athletic Directors, a title that carries with it an even greater responsibility. Being the longest-tenured administrator doesn't just mean having stood the test of time, it means having shaped the future of your program and served as a role model for other sports leaders. And, considering Kentucky's recent successes, it's clear that Barnhart continues to evolve alongside the sport. The hiring of Kenny Brooks for women's basketball and Mark Pope for men's basketball are recent examples of how Barnhart has kept a keen eye on the future. Both concluded their first seasons with exceptional results, reinforcing the idea that Kentucky knows how to identify and attract talent that can thrive under its structure. In Pope's case, his arrival as head of the men's basketball team brought new energy to the program, even after the departure of a legend like John Calipari. This kind of smooth transition is a testament to Barnhart's distinctive approach. While the rest of college athletics navigates the turbulent waters of modernization and regulatory changes, Kentucky can be proud to have an experienced and visionary helmsman like Barnhart. What makes Mitch Barnhart unique is not just the number of years he dedicated to the University of Kentucky, but the way he transformed those years into a lasting legacy. He is not just an administrator. He's a bridge builder. Between traditions and innovations, between the present and the future. Best of luck to him. Leave your opinion.